What's going on, everybody? Avatar here, and welcome back. Today, before we jump into the TWID, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone so far that has joined the Discord server. The link for that is down below. If you're looking for people to play with or are a Sherpa and want to help people or are looking for help and just don't know really where to go, this community is the perfect spot for you. But let's dive into the TWID. So it's been a little bit without communication from Bungie, so it's been a long week for everyone at Bungie in our community, and most importantly, for all the amazing and talented teammates we have had to say goodbye to. Don't need to put a number on it, a lot of your staff. Last Wednesday, we delivered a message detailing a reduction in force that affected a large portion of our team. We appreciate all of you who have shared your kindness and empathy towards everyone who is impacted, and patience with everyone here at Bungie as we process these changes. We canceled the TWID last week and some of our other planned comms across our channels out of respect for everyone affected. But we don't want to leave you in the dark for an extended period of time. So today's TWID will open back up our weekly communication cadence as we report or regroup to push ahead. Okay, well, good to know they're getting back on weekly communication. To set some expectations here, we remain dedicated to supporting our community with transparency and delivering regular updates about the game. And all of our previous communicated game content plans remain unchanged. Well, that's good. That's promising to hear. So the recent changes at Bungie will present challenges that we'll need to work through. So please pardon our dust over the next few weeks. I wonder how many times they can use that pun. We may experience a few bumps here and there, and our teams are committed to keeping you in the loop and hearing what you have to say. Now, here are the TWID topics for the week. Solstice is here. Destiny 2 Update 8.0.5, Armor and Weapon Tuning, Pathfinder Feedback, Limited Time Weekly Bright Dust, and Bungie Day 2024. So Solstice has returned, and we've made some changes this year. We're offering more flexibility in how you can play while earning your armor, and we're also adding some new goodies to look forward to. So let's walk you through everything you can find with Solstice this year. I do have to say the changes for Solstice are very nice. Being able to pick up quests in orbit, change your quest to fit more of your playstyle. Super fantastic, good quality of life change there. So to kick off the festivities, head over to Eva Levante to grab your new Solstice Forge item. The Solstice Forge will be your new hub for earning your armor this year. Here you'll find bounties next to each Solstice armor piece, which you can complete to unlock that armor piece. While carrying your Solstice Forge, completing activities will reward silver leaves, which can be used to purchase forge bounties. You can earn them through a variety of activities, so if you want to keep grinding Nightfalls or ranking up in Crucible, you'll have the option to play your way while still ranking in the leaves, which actually is fantastic that they did that. You'll also be able to use silver leaves to reroll bounties, offering even more flexibility in playing how you want. I feel like a lot of us are going to be happy with that, just so we can actually play the game how we want to play and not be forced into activities we don't want to play. So armor, bounties, and alloys. As you complete Solstice Forge bounties, you'll be rewarded with alloys, which will be used to unlock your new armor and gloves. Once you've reached enough alloys for a piece of armor, you'll be offered a quest to take that into Bonfire Bash, with the armor piece rewarding upon completion. After you've unlocked the armor, you can follow the same process to earn your glows. You can also spend 6,000 Bright Dust and just buy the glow. Either way. You can track your progress directly through Solstice Forge, so you will always know where you stand on each piece of armor. Now that you know how the systems work, let's get to the new goodies. Armor doesn't look that bad. I do like the chest piece on pretty much all three classes. The hood doesn't look too bad. The gauntlets also, big fan of those. So while we gave a brief preview of the concept designs for this year's Solstice armor during our Act 2 developer livestream, you can now feast your eyes upon the completed armor in all of its glory. And of course, wouldn't be complete without a new weapon, as a lot of you have seen, the bow. So armor is great, but you know what else is great? Weapons. Pretty much why everyone plays this game, is to get cool new loot in the form of weapons. So previous Solstice offerings will be returning. Hunt Certain Hand Cannon, the 120, can roll Precision Instrument now, also, along with the Fortunate Star Void Combat Bow, which is added to the loot pool. Repulsor Brace, Destabilizing Rounds, classic Void combo right there is going to be on that bow. So basically jump into Bonfire Bash. It is really rewarding if you all haven't played it yet. Definitely play it because you can get around 4 drops per run, which is really good. Of course, new Memento, very florally. Getting the new weapon and god rolls is only part of the battle. The other part is making it look amazing as possible. So we're making it easier for you with new Solstice Memento. Big words on an okay memento, but to each, yeah. It looks good on that gun, doesn't look good on everything. So once you've earned the armor glows for a complete set of Solstice armor, you'll unlock the Solstice keepsake. I haven't seen ways to continuously farm the keepsake yet. So we'll see if that happens, or if they update that, or if anybody knows, let me know. So weapon and armor tuning details. It's the weapons team here to provide info on the weapon balance update that went live earlier this week and our thoughts behind those changes. We are currently working on changes for episode Revenant, and we'll share details as we get closer to its release. Cool, that's exciting. Aggressive scouts have lagged behind among pretty much all primary weapons in PvE DPS, so they're going to bring them more in line. Aggressive scout rifles have had their damage increased by 30%, and Dead Man's Tale is affected by that change, so those are about to be real nice, especially if you have one with Vorpal. Legendary Burst Pulse Rifles display the wrong RPM when inspected. Graviton Lance still those. They should be aligned with Revision 0 and Graviton Lance. It doesn't affect the actual rate of fire for the weapon, just a visual bug. However, Graviton Lance was affected by an unrelated change, and they're working on a fix for that. Heavy Burst Pulse Rifles, they corrected an issue where these weapons were displaying the RPM of 395 instead of 300. Snipers have struggled in PvE for some time, so we're taking a pass at giving them significantly more usability in in-game arenas. In the second episode, we have taken an additional and much larger swing at them, substantially buffing damage versus non-boss combatants and further reducing flinch by 50% in PvE. That's actually fantastic. It's going to make them a lot more usable, especially with the anti-barrier sniper on. Lightweight shotguns inadvertently have had their movement, speed, and mobility stat removed, so they've corrected that oversight. Well, that's good. Didn't know that was an issue. Rocket-assisted frame sidearms are extremely potent in PvE. A large part of this is how generous they are with ammo. And upon investigating, we discovered an issue where they were counting as primary ammo for aim refiner contributions instead of special weapons. Oh man, that's not fun. Bungie, just let us use Indebted Kindness and Airman Act. Just let us use it. Players will have to be a little bit more deliberate with their ammo now, so we expect them to still be the top of PvE options even after the change. I guess use it. Try to get one that has lead from gold, just for better ammo economy. Upon specific situations, such as stacking multiple sticky grenades and detonating them at once, players can launch themselves in massive acceleration and break transversal in ways Mountaintop wasn't intended to. Bungie, no! We need that. To address this, we've added a cap 20 meters per second or 41 miles per hour for new using Imperial units to the speed you can get via Mountaintop jumping. That's a bummer. Why'd they put a speed limit on Mountaintop? They're also investigating reports of some cases besides stacking stickies being adversely effective. PvP weapon tuning. Bows have taken a beating in PvP since our 7.3.5 change, although those lightweights have seen some use. Precisions have completely fallen off of the charts. We're buffing their damage just a bit to differentiate them from faster firing brethren, and we will evaluate their effectiveness after this change. If there's room to buff them further, please don't. Base damage from 84.6 to 9 for body shot. Crit damage has gone up from 126.9 to 130.5. Exotics. Duality is technically a pellet spread shotgun at heart, and it was so inheriting the same aim down sights, damage fall off scalar of 1.0 from that frame. They've corrected it to fully work like a slug with ADS, increasing the damage fall off by a noticeable margin. Well, that sounds like a little buff for that. Value of 1.2 now. Conditional finality has decreased slightly with the introduction of Someday and the reduction in potency of Well and Ward. That is true, those two right there in PvP. But it still remains the most effective shotgun in Crucible by a wide margin, with kills over expected more than 2.5 times higher than the next close competitor in the top 10 Chaperone. Oh, wow. Conditional finality has had its base handling reduced by 15, and can no longer freeze players in a well. I mean, how much is that actually going to happen now with you starting with just a solar shot? but I did not see that one coming. I guess with well being reduced too, it's not too bad. It's actually a bug, as well as players who are in the Well of Radiance should not be able to be frozen by any sources and will be held off correcting until Well of Radiance has brought down its PvP effectiveness. So a little nerf to conditional. It's honestly about time. That handling is ridiculous. Even with the added ignition on shield break effect, Ariana's Vow felt like it struggled against barrier shields and high level content. So we've greatly increased the damage it does to barrier shields by a whopping 67%. And a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, Bastion has had a correction where it was not spawning with ammo in the Crucible. I don't remember the last time I got killed by a Bastion, and that's probably because they spawned with no ammo. Perks. All right, due to an issue with the construction of Recombination, a rare condition can sometimes cause a perk to deactivate before the bonus damage was applied. So they built it into the backend to maintain the same functionality, but active consistently as intended. I didn't know that. I've used it on a few different, like a sniper and even mountaintop. I guess I just haven't noticed it. The buff that Threat Remover applies is a strong one, but the activation requirements felt prohibitive in PvP and the duration felt too short, so they've increased the duration of the buff, made it easier to activate, and giving it a handling scalar, as well as even more noticeable when it's active. Oh, wow. I haven't used Threat Remover yet, so that'll be interesting. Reduced pelts proc from 12 to 11, increased buff duration from 5 seconds to 7 seconds, and of course, I added that handling scalar. Adept weapon mods. Ooh, okay, this will be fun. At the time when adept weapon mods were created, there was some concern that giving such a large stat bonus without a drawback would be problematic, both in terms of balance and in terms of other mods not being able to stack up. As the sandbox has progressed, however, we no longer feel these penalties are necessary, and in preparation for the larger weapon mod rework coming in the next episode, we decided to remove stat penalties, and in playtesting, we did find that adept targeting giving 10 aim assists for free was a bit much, so they reduced it down to 7 aim assists. Adept Counterbalance has a removed range penalty. Adept Mag removed handling. That's fantastic. Adept Targeting removed stability and decreased aim assistance, the aim assist stat from 10 to 7. I think just having the stability penalty removed is going to be really good. Hopefully noticeable. All right, some upcoming changes. As we've mentioned, we're working on some updates for episode Revenant. We wanted to give a small preview of some things we're excited to ship with the update. Buffing underperforming subfamilies like adaptive submachine guns and rapid fire heavy grenade launchers. Greatly increasing shotgun range in PvE. Hopefully make them a little bit more viable. I don't know last time I used a shotgun in PvE, other than like a dungeon in Warlords. Buff to numerous underutilized exotic weapons. Ooh, Huckleberry's getting a buff. Chaperone, Bad Juju, Exderis, and Prospector, etc. Perks, Iron Banner specific like Slideways, Alloy Mag, and Master of Arms. Getting a buff to Master of Arms Recluse might be viable once more. And a significant weapon mod rework with the addition of 10 new mods. 10 whole new mods. That's going to be good. Armor Team has been largely heads down on the work for episode Revenant, where they're updating several underperforming exotic armor pieces, as well as they wanted to give some fixes and adjustments in a few of the balance outliers that have cropped up since the launch. Hunter. Ooh. Last year we made an adjustment to Radiant Dance machines that prevented them from allowing repeated use of the Strand and Slaring Snam aspect. Our philosophy for these boots is that they should not be allowed repeated use of any aspect that consumes your class ability energy or otherwise provide significant additional effects to your dodge. The fact that they've allowed repeated use in the new Ascension aspect was an oversight. Better that than Strand and Snaring Slam, honestly. But looks like they're going to fix that issue. Warlock Getaway Artist allows Prismatic to get both an Arc Soul and Stasis Turret for the price of a single grenade. So rude. This is a playstyle we loved seeing emerge in the community. However, when paired with Feed the Void, grenade uptime ended up being much greater than expected for minimal build crafting input. I wanted to reduce the potency of the build without removing its fun and effective playstyle. So now Getaway Artist will no longer grant grenade energy on Arc Souls while Devour is active. Sounds just like a nerf, guys. Alright, Spirit of the Star Eater on Silaphism was boosting the damage of ignitions triggered by Song of Flame. Was it really? Why Why do they not know that? Ignitions are never intended to benefit from bonus super damage regardless of the source. See, now I feel like you're just twisting hairs right here. This Bungie, just let it happen. Let us be powerful. Spirit of Osmiomancy was a challenge to balance as each grenade on Prismatic Warlock differs drastically in uptime and damage or healing, and it can dish out. We generally feel good about how the exotic perk interacts with most of the grenade options. However, vortex grenades thrown into large groups of enemies or granting back far more energy than intended. So nerf to little vortex grenades when using Osmomancy. Okay. Gameplay effects of armor mod and design to come at the cost of armor mod energy and slot usage, and the ability to keep increased weapon reserves once the reserve mods were removed violated that. So basically, you can no longer swap reserve mods to retain higher ammo count and then swap back to everything else. So that just got nerfed. Reserve ammunition for all weapons has been increased by 15%, which is good, with the weapons with low reserves for their weapon type getting a larger buff. Yes, cost of reserve mods have been reduced by 1 across the board. So a little bit of a nerf, but some good changes to combat kind of that nerf that we were getting for that. And upcoming changes, it's everything we have for this update. There's plenty of things coming down the pipeline soon from the armor team. So get ready to dust off some of your items in your vault in the next episode. Those look like Blight Ranger, Mask of the Quiet One, Skull of Dire Ahamkara, and more. Plenty of other small tweaks to exotic armor aiming to provide meaningful utility boosts. So got some future exotic armor updates to look forward to. Hopefully they'll talk about those in the coming weeks. Pathfinder feedback and weekly Bright Dust. Since the launch of the final shape, we've been monitoring how gardens are interacting with the new Pathfinder system. I love it, by the way. So much better than just bounties. And system and ritual playlist, we've also seen some great feedback concerning the Pale Heart Pathfinder. Still in the process of fine-tuning the systems for Crucible Gambit and Vanguard playlists. Made a few changes over Act 1 and 2 to help address player feedback, such as ensuring that there will always be a way to complete Pathfinder cards purely through PvE gameplay, which that was a super good change. We've addressed some of overly specific objectives, example of a requirement of Cabal kills and strikes. We generalize the progress towards on any enemy faction. Good change there. We still have things to touch on, but those are some of the examples of the changes they've made so far. So all in all, pretty good changes to Pathfinder. Looking in the near future, discoverability and general progression are among top priorities. We want players to be able to find Pathfinder more easily. The node's a bit small. Yes. We want objectives to be better aligned with the activities they're set for. Getting 10 grenade kills in PvP without dying is a bit much of a challenge. Yes. Some changes will be a bit quicker to ship while others will take time, so stay tuned for updates. As we continue to absorb and address player feedback, we still want to make sure players we're earning XP and Bright Dust as expected rates. Yeah, we don't want to go back to XP throttling Bungie. We have no intentions of reducing either of those rewards when moving from bounties to Pathfinder systems. We've already stated one form of a make good through increasing weekly well-rested XP. Fantastic. But another at the start of this week, Destiny 2 update 8.0.5 to address Bright Dust. So as of August 6th, players can visit Ever Restore to claim 350 Bright Dust each week at the start of maintenance for episode 2 on October 8th. Each deposit is only there for 1 week, so be sure to pick up yours each week before weekly reset. So free Bright Dust every single week. Can't complain. We'll have more news to share on Pathfinder changes in the coming weeks. Thank you to all who have been giving us feedback, and stay tuned. So all in all, pretty good changes. So a little bit of nerfs, but some good adjustments with the nerfs at the same time. So I'm not too bummed about those at all. And of course, Bungie Day wrap up. For those of you who don't know, recently it was Bungie Day. They raised, looks like, $2,337,158. Fantastic for over $2 million to positively impact lives of countless people around the world. Everyone that donated, fundraised, turned it into a live stream, shared a social media post, saluted us in the tower, posted a heart in the chat. We can't thank you enough for your continuous support and generosity. See, when I see stuff like this, it's so cool because the Bungie and the Destiny community, just awesome. More positivity, less negativity. Not only did our community come together to spark a ton of good during this year's campaign, we also crowned the first ever 7th column Chaos Tournament champions. Check out the Twitch VOD from the Bungie Day live stream in case you missed it. Massive GGs to the team, Passion, Fizzle, Pantho, and I'm going to butcher your name, Anyways, good job to them. For surviving all chaotic modifiers we threw their way and emerged victorious over stacked tourney field, giving them a follow over on Twitch to see their insane PvP skills on display. I've played against Pantho and Defizzle, and oh my god, they're fantastic players. Quick housekeeping note, lifetime fundraising rewards are now live for those who continue to go above and beyond in support of our work and have reached fundraising milestones. Check out this post for instructions on how to claim rewards. So if you donated, want your claim rewards, link is in the TWID. It's an amazing thing to watch the Destiny community rally together and throw their support so wholeheartedly behind the Bungie Foundation's mission. Thanks to Lightkeepers like you, the world is a brighter place. Known issues. Players who've already completed unique missions in episode Echo's story will not be able to launch them again. Grey Cloud's seasonal challenge incorrectly states players can use Stasis subclass to progress. They must defeat them with Arc, Solar, or Void equipped in Gambit. Ergo Sum's Wolfpack runs are not applying to aggressive frame swords. Craftable versions of the class swords are unable to equip mementos. Players who have already completed Final Shape are blocked from acquiring Stasis during the Beyond Light campaign. So, if you haven't gotten Stasis yet, don't finish Final Shape, I guess. A little late for that. For probably some people. Dying in lava during Liminality Strike can sometimes block the ability to safely respawn. Yes, it can. Micah 10 quest, The Veiled, cannot be completed unless players have completed the first mission of the Beyond Light campaign. This mission is available for all players to complete. No hesitation auto rifle does not reliably break barrier champion shields while radiant. Probably heals them instead. So that is going to be pretty much your TWID. And then, of course, we got some artwork by some Guardians. That is a really cool skateboard. And then, of course, the Pale Heart movie of the week. Anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's TWID. Hopefully, if you listen to it, there's some pretty good changes, a little bit of nerfs, but all in all, glad that they're actually back to communicating with us. And, of course, I will catch you guys in the next one.